I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated because a lot of people are frustrated with the administration. I'm not in that camp yet. I think they deserve the benefit of a doubt. And the reason being is because the accusations so far are just not based in reality.
Yeah.
I think that people have the wrong view of the world.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is. It's a false view. And also, it's a false view of people saying, like, this isn't what I voted for. And it's like, well, did we forget, like,
all the things that he actually said?
That almost everyone in this administration has said for the past 10 years, you know?
We didn't vote for this, and the first change he made with Pete Hegseth was he changed it to the Department of War.
Yeah. But even directed at Iran, like in 2015 or whatever it was, like the first speech when he announced his presidency was to do with Iran.
Yeah, I know. Yes. I mean, he's been talking about it through, anytime anybody's ever asked him about politics in the 80s and so on, he said the same thing about Iran.
Yeah.
And I think that I almost want to say with these people that it's just they have this simple-minded view of it's just Israel forcing us in. It's all for Israel and stuff like that. Look, is it beneficial for Israel? Of course it is. I'm not saying but it's almost like because you have such a narrow view of how the world works and you think that just answers all of it. It's almost like y'all need the people that talk that way and talk in definites in that way. I don't mean to be offensive, but seriously, y'all need to go sit at the little kiddie table while the adults sit at the other table and actually have real conversations.
Yeah, it's a lack of thinking in categories.
It's a lack of categories. It's a lack of thinking holistically of how things work. And it's just like people think that the world runs off of sunshine, unicorn farts, and I don't know, smiles from Bigfoot. I don't know. Like, it's just like this make-believe stuff that just like they think these things can exist because I say it can. In other words, we don't need to be involved with anybody else. Let's just leave the Middle East completely. And it's like, not an option, dude. Like, that's just not an option.
Yeah, it's too far gone. It's too far gone.
It's not that easy. One of my biggest issues with it is the fact that they're not taking the totality of what goes on over there, what Iran's been doing for years. They've been waging war on us for years, and we've just been sitting and taking it.
Yeah, it's not a new thing at all.
This is not a new thing, but it's not just that. Everybody's sitting there saying, like, oh, who cares if they get nuclear weapons? They would never, and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, do you understand that if Iran gets nuclear weapons, that a nuclear weapons race starts in the Middle East? Exactly. Every nation around there will go for nukes. They've said it outright. If we, like Saudi Arabia, I heard an interview with the guy today. He said, look, Iran, if we don't want nuclear weapons here in Saudi, we don't want them. We don't need them. Mm-hmm. But if Iran gets them, we get them.
You have to. And that's you create North Korea 2.0.
Yeah.
That's exactly. There's a reason why no one talks about North Korea is we just leave them alone because they have nukes.
Because we really can't touch them.
We can't. You can't touch them because if we go into North Korea like we did Iran or Venezuela or something like that, South Korea's gone, Japan's gone.
They would launch a nuke.
It would 100% launch a nuke. And you think these people on the internet think that Iran wouldn't do the same. Well, of course they'd do the same. Why are they? Why? I mean, they've been doing it since forever long. 47 years they've been building up their military and stuff like that for this reason. They chant death to America, death to Israel in their streets.
Yeah, and
the
people,
regime, at least.
People would say, "Oh, that's because we sided with Israel and stuff like." They hate Western society, people. I mean, let's. Do you think? Okay, so this is a stupid example, but it's like part of being the greatest country in the world and basically the quote unquote the empire that controls the world in a sense. Like you had Rome in the past and all that. Think of it in football terms. Everybody guns for you if you're number one. Think about when Alabama was at their peak and Nick Saban was at the peak of his coaching. Everybody rushed the field if they could just beat Alabama. Just even once. They had a target on their back all the time. It's the same with America, especially when you come to Islamic groups like radical Islam groups. They want to kill you no matter what we do.
Yeah,
I don't think that people understand that. On top of that, it just the fact that they act like the bottom line is like, why would you wait for them to get full strength back to where it becomes way more difficult to take them out when it needs to be done? Like, I don't understand. Like, understand opportune times. They were down and out, but they were rebuilding their arsenal fast. It's either take them now, or then you end up with a whole lot of more lives.
Yeah, and people would argue, well, that's just propaganda or whatever. You know,
yeah, whatever.
But it is a very simplistic view of history and of how the world functions. Like you said, of the radical like Islamic regimes want to destroy. Like it is a death cult.
Yeah,
that wants to destroy.
Let's not forget too. It's not just our Western culture. It's let's not forget our Christian heritage as a nation.
Well, I know that's
which is a part of our culture.
Well,
yes.
Western society is built off of Christian.
Yeah, it's not like just because we're the most powerful. It's deeper than that.
Well, yeah, but here's for people that think that it's just because we're involved in the Middle East. Do you forget that they've been sponsoring terrorism and that's been going on in Europe for years?
Yep.
Paris. Anybody remember Paris? Has France made any moves on Iran anytime lately? They just hate them. It doesn't matter. And it's like to think that like I just don't get that like type of attitude. Like
it's a like I said, it's an ignorant view of history to think that okay, well, you can just let a radical regime like this just they just want a strong military. They're not going to do anything with it. It's a simplistic, dumb view because we've seen it all through history of since the founding of Islam. It is their goal is to go make converts by force. They're doing it in Europe right now. They've been doing it in Europe. Did we forget about the Crusades? You know, did we forget about all these 1,000 years of battles between Christians, not even just Christians, you know, the Jews, the Christians, whoever doesn't convert. It doesn't even matter. They kill their own people who aren't radical enough. We see that over and over again.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
I also don't, I mean, Trent, you were about to say something.
Just continue. I forgot.
I'm already hearing like, oh, we went through this with Bush. Oh, we went through this, the forever war, That's blatantly false. And this is the one that really frustrates me. It seems like, no offense to you guys, but the younger generation buys into this one really easy.
It does. Yeah.
Because they don't understand the difference between policing the world and being a war machine. Like, a machine that goes in to break things and destroy things, not nation build. What we're seeing right now is not nation building. What we're seeing right now is not policing. This is protecting, our assets. And whether you agree with whether it had to be done now or not or whatever, from what it sounds like, and I have no reason to believe otherwise, you can say propaganda, fine. I don't know. I'm going to speak in what seems to be what's being told, and you can say it's propaganda, but I have no proof otherwise. As of right now, Iran was outproducing, with their missile capacity, they were outproducing the intercepting ammunitions that we would have to produce, Israel and us, for our bases. So in other words, they were going to be able to bombard the Iron Dome and our naval bases and everything in that area soon enough to where we didn't have the armaments to stop it.
Yeah. And to act like they wouldn't do that is
insane.
It's insane because they have done that. They've done it for a couple decades now, just randomly launched attacks on us.
For sure.
But and kind of 2 points too. There is one. People always say policing the world. Well, at a certain point, that is kind of true.
We keep people in check.
Keep people in check.
Yeah.
It's like, do you not want that to an extent?
Yeah.
I don't think we should constantly be doing that. But would you say, like, okay, if we had the opportunity to take out North Korea's leaders and free those people, wouldn't it be a good thing that we did that? And it's to act like that's just not even in the realm of possibility. And that is not in America's best interest.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
The reason why we have free trading lanes and shipping is that because of America.
Yeah, it's exactly because of America.
Yeah.
I think, what was the motto given to our troops in Iraq, but especially in Afghanistan? What were they told to go do? It was go win the hearts and minds of the people. That is not what.
No, we're not trying to.
We're not winning hearts and minds in Iran.
Well, I mean, people there are loving it.
No,
but that's not the point.
But that was a consequence. It's a good consequence, but it's a consequence of what we're doing, of the main objective. And the main objective is we're taking Iran out completely. We're utterly decimating them. And just so happens that the civilians hate their own governing authorities because they're wicked and they're evil. So therefore, they're happy with us.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's not what the goal was in Afghanistan. The goal in Afghanistan was for our troops to go out and free these individual villages and all that, win the hearts and minds of these tribes, and then they would rise up and they would overthrow, the Taliban and all this other stuff. And it didn't work.
Yeah.
That's why we were there for so freaking long.
We thought they wanted democracy for some reason, which is
no, they wanted to stay tribal.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's stupid. And so it's like, what I mean by policing the world, and in a sense, yes, we do police the world because it's in our interest.
It's in our
we
interest,
keep people in check, but I don't mean when people typically say policing the world, they mean like a Vietnam situation where we're not willing to go in full force. We're just there to maintain and try to, again, nation build and try to be like almost like a community outreach.
Yeah.
And that's not what we're doing. We're not going into this nation with troops. Now, maybe this administration will prove me wrong. I don't think we're sending troops in. If we did, it would be special forces on very limited occasions. But what I'm talking about is hundreds of thousands of troops or anything like that. I don't think we see boots on the ground.
Yeah, you shouldn't. And I think Trump's speech,
and that's where I'll start to question.
Yeah, I would too. I would say, okay, we shouldn't be doing this, and not that. And I would question. There's several things the Trump administration has done that I would question. I would say, well, okay, it's not that we shouldn't question it, but I'm like, listening to Trump's speech that's what he says. He's giving the people an opportunity. He's saying, hey, we're handing you that whole speech initially when he first addressed the nation he says, this is your time. Don't lose it. Like this is your opportunity. Yeah. Don't lose it. We've killed the leaders.
Yeah.
Now the rest is up to you. And that's what I want to see. And that's what should have happened in Afghanistan, Iraq, and stuff like that. It should have just went in. Hey, we're taking out the evil leaders. Now it's your time. And I can kind of trust them a little bit on this because we haven't seen otherwise from the Trump administration. Look at Venezuela right now. Like we went in, took the president. We're out. It's like you don't see boots on the ground in Venezuela. You don't see this around the world.
You're talking about that if they were allowed to keep going, take the nuclear technology. See, they were trying to get to the nuclear. That's fact. Like I don't care if people want to argue that. I can't even have a conversation with you.
Yeah, it's ignorant.
They were
the first nation in history that's ever went to 60%. They're just doing it for
60%. On their nuclear program, they went to 60%, and no nation ever went beyond 20% without producing a nuke.
Yeah, and then they claimed it was for medical research or whatever, and they've never produced a medicine ever. Ever.
I don't even think they have X-ray machines there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just kidding. But it's just the fact of like understanding that. It is in America's interest, in my opinion, because if they were continuing to build up an arsenal of missiles again, they were going to become such a threat to the surrounding areas and that nobody could have touched them, and nobody would have been willing after a while to go in and destroy their nuclear program.
Yep.
They were on their
you're
way
getting
to
nuked.
doing it. Yes. Because they knew if we can just build up our arsenal, then there's such a threat around here and we can aim at everybody. Well, we took the opportunity and in the first strike, before they got a missile out, we had destroyed 50% of their capacity.
Yeah.
50%. You think that didn't save lives? What if they would have had twice the amount of missiles, 10 times the amount of missiles?
Yep.
We would have been in trouble, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I actually just saw a headline too. We've hit them so hard at this point, they're running out. They don't have many more.
No,
they're
that's
running
the
out.
point.
They're running
Yeah.
out of launchers. They're running out of the missiles themselves. At some point, they're not going to have anything left.
No, and that's
the whole point.
The hope is, and you hope that I hope and pray that actually the people that have been protesting in the streets for months now will take advantage of this and will overthrow their government and set up a whatever it looks like. They'll set up the government that they were protesting against. They'll set up a good government. And then also earlier I was saying this was my second point that I didn't say. I forgot, but we forget too that Iran is a supplier to China.
20% of their
to
oil
Iran.
comes from Iran.
Yeah, is they were buddied up with China and Russia for a while now.
Yeah.
And that was a big player. People forget this is how short our
Who are the two countries that
attention
condemned
span.
us?
Yeah, Russia and China.
Russia and China, the two leaders that condemned us.
Not
outright.
Saudi Arabia, not their neighbors. Since they don't.
Saudi
care.
Arabia thanked us.
Yeah, they called him Hitler.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's people forget. Go wind it back a little bit when we. I don't remember exact what we were doing, but there was some missions involved over in the Middle East. This might have been when we were first threatening Iran, and people were all talking about the World War III.
Yeah.
Why were they talking about World War III? Because they're buddies with China and Russia. So they're saying if we attack Iran, China and Russia will get involved. They'll take this opportunity to get involved. And and I will say it's a ballsy move from Trump to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I
for
get
sure.
it. Yeah, because they have been buddy, but Russia's too weak. And I think China's not. I don't think China's actually going to get involved. And I think they knew that going in.
This isn't the reason why you do something like this, but it is going to be a positive aspect of it. It's going to be a positive outcome, I think, is we have put everybody on notice in the world. We already did with the Venezuela thing and all that, right? But now it's beyond that. Like people, I think that now after this, I bet you Mexico is like, considering things.
Yes.
I bet you Cuba's really thinking hard right now.
Yeah.
I think all these countries
Canada.
now, Canada better.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not even kidding.
I'm not
Canada
kidding.
needs
Look,
to fly straight.
Canada at this point has become such a. It is an insult to even call them a Western society at this point because they are so wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, I say that it's almost hypocritical. If our liberals are in control again, we're going to be the same. So
Yeah.
I got.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well,
I got something to close out with.
well, I got something to close out with. So
Okay, let me say
Then I'll
this.
let you.
Just quick thought for you started off with this, and I thought it was a good way to kind of start wrapping it up, I guess, is for anyone who's, okay, maybe you have a different opinion, maybe, and that's fine. That's fine. You can view it a little different, you could say, be a little more distrusting of government. Like I get that. Like I'm pretty distrusting, but I saw this.
Should be.
I
That's
saw.
not a
Yeah,
bad
we should
place
be.
to
We should
be.
be. We should question everything.
Yeah.
It's not like we're just blindly trusting, but you should have critical thinking and logically
Yes.
think through the questions of instead of just go and you see Israel's involvement and you immediately go to, well, we're just doing this for Israel. And I saw this post earlier from someone that said from Lane Kendall. It's the guy from Steven Crowder's.
I thought it was Lane Kiffin.
No. Yeah, Lane Kiffin posted this. Said he's now the leader of Iran. No, I'm just kidding. But
You don't want that because in about 3 months he's going to have the best military in the world.
Yeah, it's no defense, all offense.
yeah.
That ain't true.
Yeah,
Look at the
But-
roster at LSU right
Yeah.
now. My goodness.
But
Anyway, go ahead.
He said So he was like responding to someone, but pretty much he said, please explain to me the intricate detail of what Israel gains from this. And please explain to me how it's different than saying Saudi Arabia gains. I'm not saying Israel doesn't benefit. I'm saying that many people make this argument, don't actually have any idea what they're saying. And I think that's true. I think a lot of people just throw that out because they hear it as a talking point, but they don't logically think through, okay, well, maybe there's many people that gain from this. Wait, do we gain from this? Does Israel? Okay, yeah, of course Israel gains from this, but what do they gain? What does Saudi Arabia gain? What do America, like, you need to work through that in your thinking process before you just immediately jump on this. Well, because Israel gains from it, I have to be opposed to it.
I think that what people are unwilling to say that I'm willing to say nowadays, because this is almost like bringing curses upon yourself with the right, is, do I think that Israel is a good nation that's a great ally and all? No. But strategically, militarily, are they a good ally? Yes. In the sense that it is nice that we have that country is the one that has the nukes in that area.
Yeah.
And I know that goes over, and some people are going to say, oh, that's what. Look, I'm sorry. Has Israel ever pointed nukes at? It's not going to, like, just give me a break. Like, if you can't at least get there and you think that it's just as bad as them having nukes as like Iran or something, like, you're just out of your mind.
Yeah, if you think it's a level playing field.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a, like I said, going back to it's an ignorant view of history.
It's militarily, they're a good ally to be able to have in that side of the world as far as getting missions done and stuff. I'm not saying I'm all for Israel. I'm not saying like they never do anything wrong. I'm not saying I'm for everything that they do. That's not the point I'm trying to make. But to act like we don't get anything positive out of that alliance is also asinine. Like,
yeah,
there is give and take. Yeah, they screw us over a lot. Sure, fine. We take advantage of them sometimes. And that's fine. Like, I got that. That's what we should do, is take advantage of them.
You should be out for your country's interests.
I'm for America, and I think that it's good that we do have some allies, and I think that it's good that our relationship is getting better with Saudi Arabia. Since Trump's been in, like, our relationship with Saudi Arabia is great now compared to what it was.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Like, if Iran can flip the switch and become a better nation and we end up being, you know, kind of good friends with them or whatever, great. Like, that's no problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's like, it's not that it's just Israel. It's just the fact of, like, hey, it provides security.
They're not trying to destroy us.
No, not.
That's what it is.
Not militarily.
Yeah. They're not trying to destroy us.
You know, every nation tries to get the upper hand on the other nation with spies and everything else. Like, I get it. Like, that's just life. That's just the world. Like, if you don't realize that, then it's crazy.
Yeah. Sure.
What was your?
Yeah. So I feel like this has nothing to do with Iran. It has to do with Venezuela. I feel like this should be mentioned because it's awesome. I wanted to read the Medal of Honor citation.
Oh, yeah.
That was because it's awesome. This is just super cool. So this was, the citation for Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric A. Slover, distinguished himself by conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity above and beyond the call of duty on January 3rd, 2026, during a mission in Venezuela in support of Operation Absolute Resolve. Slover piloted his MH-47. For those who don't know, that's the Chinooks. So the two-bladed helicopters. Mm-hmm. As the lead aircraft of the operation, tasked with executing a highly complex infiltration through hostile integrated air defense systems to safely deliver military forces. During ingress, Chief Warrant Officer 5 Slover skillfully led the helicopter force through a dense jungle valley in a mountainous region, navigating marginal weather conditions, numerous topographical hazards, and near insurmountable surface-to-air threats. Upon touching down at the designated landing zone, Slover's aircraft was immediately engaged by multiple machine gun positions at close range. The hostile fire resulted in 15 armor-piercing rounds entering his cockpit, with 4 rounds striking his leg. Despite the intense and effective enemy fire and at great personal risk, Slover maintained a situational awareness and aircraft's position in the line of fire to ensure the safe infiltration of the military forces. After the force disembarked, and despite suffering significant life-threatening injuries, Slover identified hostile heavy machine gun positions that were engaging his aircraft and targeted the ground forces. He maneuvered his aircraft to enable his door gunner to deliver effective fire, successfully neutralizing the threats. Slover's heroic actions undoubtedly saved countless American lives and ensured the complete and overwhelming success of the mission. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's legit right there. I mean, dude takes several rounds to the leg and just keeps
Finishes
going.
the mission.
I'll have some parting words for this. Is for once, maybe people just need to sit back and instead of like treating our military like they're victims of like the administration or something like that, why don't you just sit back and be in awe of the military power of America?
I'm actually happy for our service members right now.
Like, I think that sometimes we just need to sit back and be thankful, whether you agree with this or not, whatever. You need to be thankful that you're in a country that can project power across the world like that. And I know that sounds weird nowadays, like, oh, you shouldn't be thankful. No, you should be, because if you love your country and you think your country's better than other countries, I mean, like, it's good to have protection. It's good to have that. It's a blessing from God. God gave us that strength. We didn't earn it or anything like that. God has given us that ability. Now, how we use it, that we need to use it rightly. And so but sometimes we do just need to sit back and just be thankful, dare I say, to God for the military that we have protecting us and that can go out and accomplish these missions.
I mean, if you can be proud for your football team, who wins a national championship, how can you not be proud for the fact that, I mean, we had 4 service members who died this week. I'm proud of them. I mean, they died for the sake of the country. I mean, they really did.
One of the most infuriating things I heard was from, I don't know if it was a congresswoman or what, but it was I didn't see the video, I just heard it. And she made the statement that those men didn't die for America, they died for Israel.
That's completely idiotic.
That is a disgrace, and I hope that person gets voted out, whoever that is. Like that's disgraceful.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
No, they were wearing the American flag. They knew what they were. And I think it's just insane. But anyway, don't talk that way. Like they died with the American flag on their shoulder. That's it.